Hi, I'm Ben Ang, Ableton Certified Trainer and Principal Tutor of the NUS Electronic Music Lab. In this video, you'll learn how to use Ableton Live 10 to make a simple beat. And we are now on the handouts in day 1, part 2, making a beat and a melody. So if you are going to be working on this, you do start a new blank project file by going to File, New Live Set. If you did some very nice edits just now, then remember to save your existing work. Once you have started a new blank file, I'm going to suggest to you to go to here, to the master channel, right? This track that's called master is always at the bottom. It's called master. And here at the volume level, okay, so let's open up the master by clicking on the triangle. And on this volume level, I'm going to type in -12. This is to avoid clipping. Increase your computer's main volume if necessary. If you realize you can't hear, turn up your volume of your headphones. This one on the side is the preview volume level. So you probably want to turn that down to -12 as well if you're listening to previews. But the master at -12 so you don't overload. So if that's fine, then we want to know point A, what are the parts of a beat, right? And for this, I'm going to drag in one of the drums. I'm going to drag in the kit, that's the LD drum kit, onto a MIDI channel. And again, I'm going to be using the computer keyboard to play. So I'll switch on this icon in the top right corner and spotlight my keyboard so you can see. Now, again, I'm not hearing any sound because I'm in the wrong octave. I need to use the Z key. Oops, too far down. Your current octave is C-2. Let's use the X key. C-1, still too low. C0, still too low. C1, there we are. And you can hear my drums, right?
Yes, 707.
In drum. So this is the kick drum. The next letter is a snare drum. If I put the next letter up, actually in between, right, the W and the E are like the black notes of the keyboard. So if I play, this is the kick, this is the snare. In between the kick and the snare is this thing called the rim, which is like the rim of a snare drum. Then after the snare comes a clap. On this particular drum kit, there's a cowbell. And there's toms. On what would be the black keys of the keyboard, which is T, Y, and W, T, Y, and U, is the hi-hats. On what would have been the top note of this keyboard is a crash. Sorry. In my case, it's the O. So let's try making our own beat. And this is point B on the handout. Drag one of the drums onto a new MIDI track. And there are different kinds of drums or different kinds of sound. For this one, I'll use an 808 drum kit. And let's try setting. In this MIDI track, I'm going to drag this point 2 of part B, select one bar or measure. Now, if you look at these things on top, right, 1, 3, 5, 7, these are actually the number of bars. our timing is 4/4, so it's 1 2 3 4 2 2 3 4 4 2. Did I miss a number? You know what I mean? It's like doing your PE, 1 2 3 4 2 2 3 4. So I want to select one bar of 1 2 3 4, and since this is a 1 and a 2, I'm going to zoom a bit. Remember the zoom? Now I can see, okay, 1 and 2. So I'm going to click and drag between 1 and 2. I've now selected one bar, otherwise known as one measure. You can see it's highlighted. I right click and I insert the MIDI clip. Insert MIDI clip. Now I have a blank MIDI clip here where I can start putting in my notes. So this is called the piano roll below here, and I'm increasing the size so you can see. And each of the different keys, these are black and white keys to represent what you might see on a piano keyboard. If you wanted to hear it for yourself, make sure the little headphone preview is on. Now I'm going to start clicking to put in notes. And you can see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4 beats, but it's divided into 32s, already 30 seconds, which is too high res. I'm going to right click on the bottom right hand corner here at the 132, and I change it to 1/16. Okay, so the fixed grid is 1/16. See that again, right click, change to 1/16. Okay, so now it's 1, 2, 3, 4 beats divided into 4 sub-segments each of 1/16. And I've given you a couple of examples of beats that you can put in, right? So I'm going to use the second one, which is a hip hop beat, which works very well at 90. So I'm going to the tempo and I'm going to type in 90 for my tempo. And then I'm going to try putting in the beat. Now, in order to put in the beat, I can either double click or I can use the pencil tool. The pencil tool is right at the top right hand corner, pencil tool. If I use the pencil tool, it will be single click. If I want to erase, just same thing. So I'm following the pattern that I see, and I'm looking at the thing on my phone, so I hope I see this correctly. And this is one idea of what hip hop is supposed to sound like. So if you disagree, by all means, you can put in your own pattern. Right? Some of you may have a better pattern than this. Go ahead. It's totally open to you. It's for you to try out. So this is the simple pattern that I put in. And right now, if you see this word loop is on, right? If I extend, let's open up the triangle here. If I extend, wow, it actually continues. Okay. Okay, so that's a very simple hip hop like kind of beat. I'm going to do some variation. So if you see this thing called the duplicate loop here, the duplicate loop button, I'm going to click it once. If I click duplicate loop, I now have made it into 2 measures. So I can stretch it out here, 2 measures. Aha! If I click duplicate loop again, I now have 4 measures. I can stretch it out on top. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4 measures or 4 bars of beat. Why is this interesting? Because I can decide that maybe for the third measure or bar, I don't want to have any kick drum. Maybe for the first few, I don't want to have any hi-hat. Maybe for the last one, I want to put extra clap and snare. Then I get the variety which goes. So this way you can create a lot of variety for yourself. So please go and try. Spend the next 10 minutes trying this, and then we'll come back and then we will work on adding other instruments. So if you want to have a hip hop or R&B kind of beat, 90 BPM and an 808 drum kit. If you want to do a faster EDM kind of thing, then you will choose a 909 drum kit and a tempo of 128. If any other varieties, we can explore them.